this is not a public repo just because, you know, it's scraping and that's all questionable, but yeah. So there's three parts to it. There's the extension itself, which there's no pop-up UI thing. It just runs. It injects code on the matching URLs based on the manifest. So I'll just fill this out as I add more job boards, and then it executes this, which you have specific filters per website, which is based on their DOM structure. And then you have your filters. You know, these are the things that I'm not trying to apply to because I don't, you know, I'm not a lead or staff engineer or whatever. And then takes all that. There's a background script which talks to a local API. For me, it would be Raspberry Pi. I just have to deploy this and run it on a PM2 thing. And then that's stored in the API. There's a database. Oh my god, I forgot. I have to modify the structure to include a rejected column. That's okay, I can do that. Reseed and reinsert. That's all like automated, so I can blow away the database, no problem. Let's see, where is it? This is the table structure. I'll have to add another column for rejected, and then that'll update this. I click this to say I got rejected, and then when this re-renders in the future, that'll already be red because I'm rejected. Actually, no. It will be... No, I'll leave it gray. There'll be a red tab over here. I forgot about that design. Yeah, and then... Anyway, so all that info's there, and then the front end just is basic. Just hits the API, pulls the jobs down, and renders them. And then these are the actual links to the job, so you click it, you go to it. This is, since it's Jobot's running that script and saying there are no jobs here, because that DOM node isn't matched. Yeah, so that's what this app is. Pretty simple. Simple because I've already built it before. It took me about, let's see, started around 9. It's 4 now, like an hour between. I'd say like 6 hours, but yeah, I still have to polish it, but that's good for now. So I was dumb. I quit my 6-figure job without a plan and no money. So I only had like 2 months or so of burn rate. I'm a month in, and if I don't get anything in like a week or two, I gotta go to like a warehouse and work there. So I've never like had to do this before. I've been working since 2018, but I just read like on Reddit, people are like, that's my cat, I applied to 500 places, I didn't get anything back. You know, and I was like, that's crazy, but that might be happening to me now. So yeah, I made a little app thing to track, and admittedly I haven't started doing that batch applying until recently because I'm starting to be like desperate. I've been selling like most of what I own. Yeah, and some of these are crazy. So there's a bunch of job boards, and yeah, I was getting pings like by recruiters. I have a spreadsheet, but I had like 33 total for 2 months, March and April. The problem is they were all like senior or technical lead, and I'm mid-level, because I have like 4 to 5 years of varying kinds of experience. Which, you know, some people can be a senior in like 3 years, so it's, yeah, and that's mostly a personal confidence thing too. Like, I never wanted to be a leader. Anyway, so, which is bad. You know, imagine you're like 10 years in this job and you're still not a senior. That would be a problem. That could be a problem. Anyway, so yeah, you come on here, like LinkedIn. The problem too is like, when there's hundreds, thousands of applicants, like, how do you stand out? And me, I don't have a degree, so it's like I'm like in a losing position in that sense. But I'm using to my advantage, like, not remote jobs. I've been remote the last 3 years, but you know, if they want on-site or hybrid, like, I'll do it. If that moves me up this stack. Yeah, so the point of this video is, you know, it's 9:46 right now. Yeah. Why aren't you applying? And it is opportunity cost, and you're not applying. Writing code that helps you apply. But anyway, I'm gonna make a aggregator. It goes through all these sites and pulls them in. So this one's LinkedIn. The thing is, you gotta, each like script, it's gonna be an extension. Like, this is one I've written before. Talks to a local API. I won't type this because I'll have to clean in whatever results come up. But yeah, when you click in here and type, like, a drop down of options comes up that hits a local API. But you can, you know, inject code into websites and navigate them, read content. The other way to do this is to use, you know, like Puppeteer or Phantom.js, but I don't want to do that because one of the things is you got to deal with authentication, you know, and it's like, it's easier to just do it here. And what'll happen is there'll be an automated cursor thing that'll switch the tabs, and then when the tab becomes active, it'll fire the code, which is something you gotta prove. And then I'll just have a URL like this, you know, that's mine, where the jobs that are for me that I can apply to will show up, and I'll just apply to them. And then that'll just run every day. It's still a manual process in the end, because I can automate that too, where like it fills in the info, but the applications have like various designs, so they all require custom code, which it's still, God, my cat, get out of the way, come on. It still requires custom code anyway, but yeah, so when I go through here, like, I can't do this one because it's lead. I can't do, let's see, the ones that say senior I can't do. I mean, I could try. That's the thing too. I wonder if I should have. If I passed the technical and all that, like, are you senior? But that's the thing, I don't believe so. I don't want to like lead a team of other developers. But yeah, so that'll be an extension that goes through this one. Extension goes through Jobot, Glassdoor, Dice. There's also Indeed. And then they say, you know, these are bad, but I'm that desperate, I would do it. Which, I don't know, because even if you made like $60K or something versus $100K, like, it beats the $20 an hour at best you could get at a labor job. Because that's not enough to pay my bills, even like full time. So yeah, I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. And it was all my fault. So, living beyond my means and whatnot. Not planning for a situation like this. They say rainy day fund. So yeah, I'm gonna actually start going now. Get a plan going. Sold my Remarkable, so I won't see any drawings with that tech. I'm sad. Okay. This is a pointless drawing to share, but so these are the websites. They each have individual scraping script or whatever you call it, and then they talk to a local API, store it, and then the basic front end like loads them up. So this ideally would run like 8 AM before I'm awake, grab the newest ones, and then have them ready for me to fill out. I'm still gonna have to do the filling out myself. I'll just not have to sift through those. And you know, you could probably just get an email, but it's the same thing where granularity, you know. It's gotta be JavaScript. It's gotta not be senior. It's gotta have equivalent experience versus degree, that kind of thing. That's what I'm filtering through. Alright, so these are the tasks I have to do. The script injector, I've already written quite a few like Chrome extensions, so I'll just snag that from an old project. And I gotta verify that I can run code when the tab is in focus. Originally I was gonna like just have them running in the background, but I don't think you can run code while a tab is not focused. Or you need like a service worker or something. I'm also not sure about like parallel jobs. I mean, they're each isolated. You know, are they? I don't know. The Chrome extension itself I'm talking about. So that's why I was gonna just go with runs on tab focus, and then I would have a Python cursor mouse clicker thing to click the tabs on the browser. It's dumb to do it that way, but it's the way to do it. And the point of this tool is to help me go. It's not about clean or beautiful code or execution or whatever. Okay, let's see. Yeah. And then have an API where it hits it, jumps the info in, which is mostly like, I don't know, the title, maybe some of the body, I don't know, or just the title, and a link to the job itself so I can apply. And then basic front end that loads it, and then yeah, do the automation part. And I'll just record some of that as it's done. This pic. This is not like an impressive picture or anything, but this is a nice day at the park. I'm unfortunately gonna have to sell this lens and this camera. Already sold my 87R3 at a freaking 50% loss. Oh my god. That hurt. Dumb will stay dumb, I guess. But yeah. Let go. Fight Club. Just a real quick topic to cover here. If you write code or not, you might already know this, but when you inspect or hit F12 on a website, you can see the source code, and then you can see how the DOM node is built. You can. This is hard. This probably, I don't know if it's Vue. That's what I'm immediately thinking, but if it has like NG, it's Angular, but well, this is yeah, you just do a data attribute or something. But anyway, you can this is how you would. Okay, so let's look at this one. This is hard because it has this like non-standard pattern, but it's not impossible to navigate them, because there will still be, you know, like, alright, there's QPage container, then you go down, like there's this main thing, you know, and then you can narrow down where the list is, and then like this thing here, oh right there, Q infinite scroll, yeah, so this is my ad block. Yeah, and then you do like children or whatever, to go through each one, and then it's like inner text or whatever. But this you would just, I mean, I'll first have a top level processor that's like, you know, read this. Does it say senior? Don't look at it. Ruby on Rails, like I have Ruby on Rails experience, but I'm not, it's not like my go-to language or choice. So, I mean, maybe I'll apply to that, but it says senior, don't do it. You know, and then if you like it, click it, parse through this, which I'm checking for, like, you know, React is good, 2 years of experience. I think I already applied to this one because the requirements were like basic and low, but that probably means, you know, 400 people. Oh, that's interesting, the infinite scroll. So you'd have to just keep going down to trigger that, to find more. Which, I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, I wish these had dates on them. They don't. Most recent, there you go. That would help. And, you know, I gotta keep track of which ones I already looked at. The URL changes when you change jobs, so that's good. But, yeah, and, you know, per job board, I'd pick like 10 or whatever. It is a pain to like submit so many apps, but it's also mentally draining to like read through all of them. That's why I'm doing this. Yeah, so I'm gonna get going and I'll just periodically check in. It'll be code from now on. Just a quick progress check-in. I've got my Chrome extension here. Made the icon. I was looking up how to detect when the tab is focused, so I got that in here. You can see it working, like visible, which already flagged that visible. So this extension is basic, like you put a list of domains you want to match, and then it runs this script, job parser, and job parser does everything. It'll check the domain of where the script ran, and then it'll use the code for that site that's custom to like parse through and find jobs and then send them into a local API. I was gonna have this repo public, but I'm not going to anymore because I don't know, like, this is a touchy subject, scraping, but it's just for me, so I'm not showing the entire process of what I'm doing. But yeah, still, for the sake of making a video that nobody will watch. Yeah, so slow progress. I gotta write the individual rules of navigating the site structure and reading the contents. Then I'll do the API and then store it and display it, and then I'll start to have a list that's built. I don't know. It does seem ridiculous and overkill to have like the Python thing that does the clicking. But I don't know. That's what I'm going with for the moment. Sentry. Log your errors. Duplicate job. That's interesting. Anyway, yeah. So I'll just keep going. Kind of losing momentum. Feeling burnt out lately. Real quick too. Chrome extensions are pretty simple. Well, I don't want to say simple, but they have a pattern, you know, like manifest, icons, and then this is not. You can build them in different ways. There's like the code that runs in the context of the page you're on, and there's also the background context where it says secure is like whatever stores your passwords in Chrome. That's where you, crap, I actually want to keep that. That's where you would do the API calling, because my local API doesn't have SSL, it's just 192, but it doesn't matter. Because anything you do in the script that's dumped in here, the website can read it too. Let's use like an iframe, but that has problems as well. It's not really a matter of security that I'm concerned about anyway. You're just dumping a script to run on the page, and then it's just gathering data. But what I was saying is, all my extensions, I haven't like published them or anything. I just load them unpacked, and they're just running on my computer only. A quick note about communication between the page level script and the background script that talks to the API. When you're making changes in your extension, you refresh the extension and refresh the page. I think when you click this, the extension itself, I don't remember if that refreshes it, but you can just refresh the page. So I added a thing, well, you can see here, this is from old code, all this stuff, but the page level script here talks to the background script using this Chrome runtime on message, and then well, here runtime send message. If you're trying to talk from background to front, you use this part. But yeah, so here I say tab focused when this thing runs, and over here I got console logs. So the background page here, you can see the console log here. So when I go focus message tab focused, that's the thing right here, arrived over here. If you want to go from background to the page level script, you'll receive it here. And then this is just a nice formatting thing I came up with. And this I just have acknowledge. So this is where this stuff can get muddy, convoluted. Something I'm not that good at is planning, architecting code. There's like a lot of things to consider. You need a storage mechanism, and you could do it through the API DB, or you could do it through the extension itself. The point of that storage thing is to track like when it ran, so it doesn't like keep running. It's not like you're DDoSing this site or anything like that. It's just because it'll be based on the tab rotation part. That's like using Python. So that's what will ultimately run everything, but you need a way to like track what you've looked at before, and like you could pull it through the API or keep it locally. That's where the Chrome storage is. It's not really like storing any sensitive data or anything, but yeah. So this is like the workflow I'm thinking about. You gotta check the last run, you know, like if it's worth it. And again, the tab rotation scheduler will deal with that, but the grouping, this is like grouping hierarchy. Website, you know, and then jobs inside that site. And then the scripts are just functions you call. These are written per website, you know, and then they just send the data to the background script that does the actual API call. This is an old one, I'll just add another process, a new port. But yeah, so this is hoisting too, because they'll be called up here, but they're defined down here. Man's learning words. Yeah, so I'm still thinking about how this is gonna work, because I was thinking about, like, you know, when you do the tab things, the website state doesn't change. Like, you'll have to refresh it, and that refresh process could throw things into a loop, because every time this script runs, it's brand new. That's why you need that persistent storage somewhere, and it's like time based, you know. So that can live up here in background, and before this process runs, it'll just call it and see when was the last time it ran, and then it'll decide if it goes or not. There's something weird with the, I don't know if it's the scope, but the hoisting stuff isn't working, so I'll just put everything above, call it in here. Getting stuff like this isn't ready to be accessed when it was below. Say I'm losing drive in building this thing. I don't know. It's just work. I know how to do all of it, but it's like I gotta do it. I could get pumped to do it. Put on music and bust it out. I might skip the automated clicking thing. What I'll just do is have the tabs ready, and then I'll just manually click the tabs, and there'll be a pop-up that says done. And then they'll still go into a basic database, and then the front end thing will pick it up. I gotta work out the tracking. The only value the automated tab clicking thing would add is it could run before I get up, and it would have pulled stuff already, but it won't take that long to parse them. You know, like each site will be done in a few seconds. Yeah, this is one last thing to build, but yeah, I don't know. I'm getting freaking tired of writing code. I don't know. I've been writing code. There's like fun, discovery, achieve a goal, and then there's just work. Like you gotta write the code. My speakers, man. So yeah, I'm gonna get something major done, like write one of these filters, and then milestone would be getting the basic Express API running with a table set up in MySQL. I'll just pull that code from somewhere because it's trivial work again. Yeah. Back from a quick workout break, food break, shower break. Let's see. I was thinking about life. The schema of the jobs. It's like ID, site, name, and date applied. Maybe there's more. I'm not going to store the... Oh wait, I need another URL. Something like that. I'm not going to store the contents because I'll just view them. Then there will be an interface. It'll have rows like the job app thing I showed earlier. Had like freelance tab and whatnot. There'll be rows of them. There'll be like a check mark you can check after you applied. And then I do have to run a exists check, which sucks. It'll just like progressively get worse the more data is in there, but it shouldn't matter. I might have to check about indexing, but it shouldn't matter at this scale. The worst I would have is like hundreds, not like thousands or hundreds of thousands, so the performance is probably not going to be noticeable. Yeah, and then I'm going to build the API and all that because that's just rote work. Put on my headphones and go, and then I'll have an update once it's set. Oh, and then I'm also going to remove this because I'm just going to do a manual tab workflow where I have to refresh the page for the newest data. That's the thing too. So it's like I'll go there, go to the first one, refresh, script runs, done, next one, done, and then I'll just see the front end app update with the new listings. Back from a quick workout break, food break, shower break. Let's see. I was thinking about life. The schema of the jobs. It's like ID, site name and date applied. Maybe there's more. I'm not gonna store the. Oh wait, I need another URL. Something like that. I'm not gonna store the contents because I'll just view them. Then there will be an interface. It'll have rows like the job app thing I showed earlier. Had like freelance tab and whatnot. There'll be rows of them. There'll be like a check mark you can check after you applied. And then I do have to run a exists check, which sucks. It'll just like progressively get worse the more data is in there. But it shouldn't matter. I might have to check about indexing, but it shouldn't matter at this scale. The worst I would have is like hundreds, not like thousands or hundreds of thousands. So the performance is probably not going to be noticeable. Yeah, and then I'm gonna build the API and all that because that's just rote work. Put on my headphones and go, and then I'll have an update once it's set. Oh, and then I'm also gonna remove this because I'm just gonna do a manual tab workflow where I have to refresh the page for the newest data. That's the thing too. So it's like I'll go there, go to the first one, refresh, script runs, done, next one, done, and then I'll just see the front end app update with the new listings. Alright, I'm just doing the I'm writing the filters per job now. This one's not too bad actually. And notice there's a search result class and then you loop through the jobs. There's a anchor tag, that's this guy here, and you get the text that gives you all the job names. And then you filter this set against job title, you know, like senior, lead, staff. That's the kind of thing I wouldn't match myself against. See, like, or DevOps. So you'll build that filter over time, and you can share it against the other like job loops. So yeah, I'm just gonna write that out, and then I also have to add like a sub thing where if it's good, clicks into the row, and then it finds this text here and looks through it. Basic index of check. And then for starters, I'll just do the single page. I'm not going to worry about scrolling. That's like a feature thing, because I have to write, you know, a bunch of these per website, and then I got to write the front end that reads them from the DB. But it's not bad. I'm feeling the pumpa, so I'll get going. So here's the parser being tested. One thing you gotta know is when you use const, the console's like the REPL that persists, so like you can't run that again, otherwise you're reassigning the variable and you'll get an error. So if you do that, you just use let. But anyway, so there's 22 jobs here, and after the filtering, that's the filter I have. Or no, that's the jobs that are left. SR. Filters up here. Yeah. There's 8 left that I can apply to. Some of these, like, I've used Rails and Django like a long time ago. So it's like, I don't consider myself to be good at it. Optimist would just try. Because, like, you know, if you got an interview, you could just brush up. I might do that, but I don't know. Definitely I don't do .NET. That's why I don't have a job right now, because I got pushed into .NET. I didn't want to do it. But I should have just done it, because there's a lot of jobs for that. C#, Windows Forms, and all that. 10 years. Damn. I don't have that. Ruby on Rails, RSpec, yep, Sidekick, Redis, SQS, Amazon, yep. I couldn't do this because of the 10 years. So I'll keep those and I'll just look at them on the side. But there's some that I definitely am not going to try, like lead or staff or whatever. Xamarin, I've never used that, so I'll update that. Java, same. I gotta put SR in here. Keep change, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Well, no, I still have to do the click and look. Which, this is an interesting challenge here, like 10 years. I'm not sure what to do about that. I mean, I could also just stop at that level, you know, like right here. That would make things easier. Then I can just grab the link and open it. Yeah, I think I'll do that because I gotta make progress, get going. There's other things I want to do. RDS, yeah, use that. I have a pretty good match for this. ORM. Active record for, yeah, Postgres Redshift. 10 years though, man. I don't have that. Okay, so this is an example of bad code. I forgot about, you know, batch inserts. I just wrote the API for one, and ideally you would deal with this on the back end, but I just did it on the front end. This is that's bad because you're doing several requests versus just one. But this is a recursive function, so first run is here, it checks the length, uses the first one, inserts it, removes the first one. That's how you reduce, you know, terminate the loop eventually. 1 second artificial delay, and then it says, you know, true or false in the front end, then I'll see alert happen on the page. I reworked this so it runs on load when the page is refreshed. And then this should all work. I'll reload the background. Well, I'll reload the app backgrounds here. There's the site, refresh, run. What happened? I also noticed they use Dexy, that's cool. It's a IndexedDB wrapper. Something broke. There's the jobs. Should have tried to insert. There's no error in the code. I didn't see the API respond, so I'm not sure where it failed. I gotta trace through it. Okay, I'm ready. Got my speakers. Ready for the first run here. I had some problems with the nested message. I was like, why is this not defined? Because of the nested. This was just message without the destructure. Anyway, dumb. Trace, it fires. This was undefined, fix that. Alright, here we go. Reload. Get the background. Load the page. Another error. What? Nani sore? Oh my god. Is it chorus? Why? Why doesn't anyone love me? What is wrong? This is probably not correct. What does it say? Where's the error message? Error connection. It didn't hit it. 5067. What's the URL? That's correct. Who blocked it? Failed. investigate that. Realized what the problem is. I haven't deployed it to the Raspberry Pi yet, so it should be localhost. Now the API below will respond. Try it again. Here's the database. It's empty. When we refresh this page, it does its stuff. Inserts. Oh, you can see it's slowly going. What happened? Nani? I was supposed to pop up here and say done. What happened? The messaging didn't work. But you can see the jobs are there. Is that the right amount? 6. So yeah, did not fire the thing. Oh, it's probably because this doesn't follow the structure. Message. Here, save jobs. Well, no, it takes the, this is the object. It's supposed to say save jobs true. So I have the else here. Jobs length. Else send save jobs true. Error jobs save. This was supposed to fire. What happened? I'll have to rerun this. But yeah, that's the process. You know what? Fine, I'll do it again. Let's run truncate so it's empty. Oh no. Select word here. Nothing. Oh god, where's the thing? Oh no. What's the easiest way to do this? Here we go. No. There. Refresh. Oh god, did I refresh this? What happened? Come on. What is happening? 6 API calls. Here. Blah blah blah. Where? Should have hit this again. I can do line by line debugging, but alright, let's do it again. Truncate, select, refresh, background, open the board, refresh, do the calls, end hit. There's no message. End hit, send message. Supposed to hit it here. Maybe I have the wrong code here. I'll have to check that. Let me see. Background, send message, Chrome runtime, send message. It's not triggering this part, that was the problem. So what happened? Mama Zine, what happened? What do I do? End hit fire. Save jobs. Why doesn't this run? The heck, man? Let's see. The background. In here, it's the listener. Untimed message add listener. Got that message request. Alright, I'm gonna have to look into this. Dang it. Okay, I figured it out. This is the right way. The thing is, you need these things to be true. Active, current, true. Has to be this window. I was watching this, and it was causing this error. So, yeah, anyway. Fresh. Oh, crap. No, I just broke it again. Hold on. Ah, it's there, but truncate, select, refresh. It's gonna do its thing. Job save. Go in here. There's your jobs. So yeah, I'll just click the thing, refresh, wait for it to see good, go on to the next one, refresh, and then I'll have a window which is like a little app. It'll pull those jobs and I'll open them and apply them. It'll open a new tab. Slow progress, just getting stuck on dumb stuff, but there. I'm gonna crap this basic React app out. Just pulls this and like has a refresh. I don't know how often. Probably minutely is good enough. You gotta go through the tabs, each one's gotta run. I think it could take a minute. And yeah, these buttons here, click the check mark, you applied. There's a status bar on the left. Hit X if you're rejected. Comes red. Comes yellow if there's like a 7 days you still haven't had a change. And then it's probably gonna be like a view job or something somewhere. Maybe you click the title. No, I'll just put like apply, little anchor. Opens a tab in browser. Close it, check, and then that updates the database. And then I have to update the... Is that recording? Yeah, I have to update this to pull the current jobs and then check if the URL is in the jobs that it has before it inserts it again, so there are no duplicates. Oh, yeah, it's just work. 3 hours in. Already feeling weak. Well, no, I mean, it's longer than that. I'm looking at the commits, but I only commit when something's done. I think I've been going at this since 9, so I'm like 5 hours in. I'm close though. I can finish one, and I'll have to just add the other filters. I did forego applying today, but I've applied to like almost 20 jobs and gotten nowhere. It's really the recruiters that get me somewhere. There was one I thought I had. I went in their office and met them and everything, and then got ghosted. Hiring seniors first, they said. I do feel like that concept where you're like a 5 1-year experiences versus 1 5-year experience. I've jumped around, like had different jobs. I've only had like 3 years of software engineering work. The rest are like front end or freelance. Anyway, main problem is I'm over leveraged. Spent money that I didn't have. Okay, I'll get this done. Distraction right now. Freaking cat is sitting on my desk trying to work. I'm really trying not to sell this monocle. If I have to. Like I have to sell my 3080 Ti. Oh my god, I'm losing like everything. Oh, so sad. Alright, I started this. This is like a very quick front end, but and this is just the jobs from Jobot. I did not consider remote. I'm gonna have to look into that. For now, I'll just have to figure it out when I go to apply. And then I did think about remove, like if like this one's, you know, on site, I'd hit remove because I'm not in California. But yeah, I got a style and all that. But you know, when you do create React app, you gotta remove all the base crap, and then I put CSS reset in there, and then I set the box sizing border box, and I use Roboto. After that, it's just flex to align stuff, and then write all the methods, and I'll have to add a delete method on the API, and then yeah, add the other stuff that makes this interactive. Click apply, it sets the date in the job, and then I also don't have grouping. Like when you get the results from the API, it just dumps all the jobs. So that could be grouped on the back end before the front end gets it. So yeah, I'll just clean this up, and then I'll show like the final. Trying to finish it today, and then tomorrow I'll add. I'm gonna do something else tomorrow, but I'm gonna improve this by adding more sites. But the process is there. I can just add the rest. I'll go over that one more time before the end of this video. So after a little bit of CSS magic, we got all this. The way I did these icons isn't great, but it works. There's 2 of them displayed, and then like when you hover, one of them disappears. That's because the SVGs are not rendered on their own. They're rendered inside an image tag, and the current color trick doesn't work. There's ways to get around that bad. Anyway, and then just the delete. Gotta add. Apply opens the job. Does it? Oh, it opens it there. So that's funny, it does that. It's good. I'll have to add a condition for that, but yeah, I need, oh, and this runs every minute, so that's why it's blank right now. Yeah, how do you make it open a new link? Target blank or something? A target, there's some hack too if you do that. Let me look it up. Target blank vulnerability. Target blank. To put target blank rel no refer. Make sure that works. Yeah, so we click this, new tab is opened. And yeah. Okay, so that's that. I will. Where's it? Target blank. No opener, no referrer. Yep. Alright. I just have to make more job filters per site, and then they'll get added and they'll show up here. Oh damn. Yeah, so that's it.